It's time to take 10 minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein.
Welcome to our discussion of parshat Lech Lecha, a land between two rivers. If you look at the parsha, you see that Abraham has to leave his former place of residence. Lech Lecha me'aretzecha me'oladecha me'beit avicha la'aretz asher arecha. Go from the place, your father's place, your homeland, to a place that I will show you. Where is he leaving? He left from Haran, Lechet Aretz Canaan, to go to the land of Canaan. So he's coming from Syria, he's coming from Mesopotamia. Originally he came from Ur Kasdim. He came from the heartland of the Fertile Crescent, of the foundation of civilization there, where the great languages of Ugaritic and Babylonian and the Nuzi peoples, all kinds of civilizations that had laws and rules and all kinds of structures and buildings. And where did he go? To Canaan. What's the nature of Canaan? Canaan is the backwoods. How do we know it? Well, we have the story of the four kings against the five. The five kings were from Canaan, but the five kings could not beat the four kings. The four kings were from major metropolises in Mesopotamia, whereas the five kings were from Canaan. What, the king of Sodom? He had a little place there near the Dead Sea. You call that a king? These are not kings. These are mayors of little city-states. So Canaan is very much the backwoods. And we know morally is kind of a backwoods as well. Then what happens? Avram goes down to Egypt. Why? Well, he comes from Mesopotamia, and God says, I'll show you where I'm going to live. I'm going to show you the land. He tells him this is the land, but then there's a famine, so he goes further down to Egypt. Maybe that's also part of the land. So he says, no, let's get out of here. There's a miracle. There's a plague against Pharaoh. Pharaoh gives him back his wife, and he returns with great wealth back to the land of Canaan. So he sees the delineation that although he went down to Egypt, that's not where he belongs. He needs to get out of there, and he comes back to the land of Canaan. So now Abraham's life is delineated by the two rivers, not the Nile. No, he shouldn't be there. The civilization of the Nile. And the civilization of the Tigris and Euphrates, the civilization of Nahar Gadol, Nahar Prat, the great Euphrates, he needs to get away from that as well. The boundaries of Israel come in two forms. On the one hand, the Jews inherited Canaan, and last week's parsha and parshat Noach, it tells you it's more or less from Gaza to Sidon up in Lebanon, to the Sodom and Amorah, to the Dead Sea. So we know that the land of Israel, the land of Canaan, is more or less today's borders of Israel, minus parts of Lebanon. But then there's a more expansive vision, which occasionally the Torah speaks about, in this parsha as well, that it's from Nahar Mitzrayim, from the river of Egypt. Maybe that's the Nile, maybe it's the Wadi El Arish, maybe it's a wadi in the Sinai Desert, but we know that it's called the Wadi of Egypt because the beginning of Egypt, in Sinai, you get to the beginning of Egypt. So the expansive borders of Israel touch on Egypt, and they go to Nahar Prat, they go to the Euphrates, perhaps in the times of David, we did. So ideally, the land of Israel should have nothing to do with Egypt. It should be far away from, it just goes down to Gaza, and it doesn't need to go all the way down to Egypt. Ideally, the kingdom of Israel, in its narrow sense, doesn't touch the Euphrates. That's Syria. That's a different place. It goes up to the Golan Heights a bit, and that's about it. It goes up to Lebanon a little bit, and that's about it. So why do we have these two visions? Because if you're in your ideal form, if Israel can truly remain true to Israel, you can get up to these civilizations, but not including. You can be influenced by Egypt, but not too much. You can be influenced by Mesopotamia, take all the great civilizations, all the great legal systems and all that from there. And you can use it a little bit. But if you touch it too much, you go too far, you cross the Euphrates, you've gone too far. But in this other Israel is far away from those places. It has nothing to do with it. We don't touch Egypt on the south. We don't touch the Euphrates in the north. The modern day Israel is very far away from Egypt, very far away from Iraq and Iran. Why? Because what the Torah is saying is as follows. It's modern orthodoxy. It means, on the one hand, we need to learn from these places. Avraham indeed comes from there. Why didn't God pick somebody who lived in Canaan? No, we need someone sophisticated from Mesopotamia who can lead the Jewish people and begin the Jewish family. Those are good folks. The family of Abraham is good stock. All the mother matriarchs all come from that family. But we need to get away from there. Lech Lecha, get away from them. You need to take some things from there. Take all the good stuff you got out of Mesopotamia and bring it with you. But you need to get out of there. You need to take some good stuff from Egypt. Avraham comes from Egypt. He's loaded with lots of cattle and sheep from there. It's good. You need to take some things from Egypt. But, as it says by the king, don't take us back to Egypt. Don't become Egyptian. So King Solomon became too Egyptian. He ran into trouble. So, we have here the borders are not just borders, they're predictive and prescriptive of the nature of the Jewish nation. The nature of the Jewish nation is, on the one hand, it's to take from the best of the Mesopotamian culture. On the one hand, it's to take from the best of the Egyptian culture, and it's to bring it to the land of Israel. On the other hand, it's to have nothing to do with it. It's to reject these places, to Lech-Lecha, leave that homeland, leave Mesopotamia, and get out of Egypt. The essence of Judaism is get out of Egypt. Don't bring Egypt with you. Don't go back to Egypt. But land of Israel borders on these two places. It's the land between the two rivers, between these two spaces, because we do want the good influences. There are a lot of good things about these, today we would call them modern movements. In those days, these civilizations, Egypt, Mesopotamia, first languages, first culture to develop, architecture, all kinds of great science, unbelievable things that they accomplished. We need to take it, but not too much. It's been said that as Jews, we need to be countercultural. Whatever is the main dominant culture of your time, we need to learn from it, imbibe it, take it in, and we also need to reject part of it. We need to leave it at home. Lech-Lecha. We need to take part of it and say, we don't want to have that. I don't want to check my phone every 5 minutes. I don't want to be scrolling through Facebook for the rest of my life. I don't want to be influenced by influencers. I don't want to be influenced by what the feed tells me I should be thinking today. I don't want to be in the echo chamber of my own Google feed. We have to, on the one hand, take in the best of technology, take in the best of society, take in the best of Western culture, and also to always be critical, to always have a critical mind, always leave Egypt behind, leave leave Mesopotamia. If we can do that, if we can learn to take the best of the cultures around us, of Western culture, of Eastern culture, and we can indeed take some of it, but also be countercultural, continue to fight the things that are wrong, as AI develops now, to take it in, but also fight trends within it that are going to dehumanize us, they're going to make human being less valuable, less appreciated. We need to eschew it. We need to do away with it. So the boundaries of Israel are not just boundaries. The boundaries of Israel delineate our dual relationship with these two rivers. On the one hand, get far away from them. Stay away from these people. We have our own ideology, our own philosophy, our own culture. On the other hand, touch it. Borders need to touch these two great civilizations, because it's from greatness that human beings have come up with that indeed we can move forward and create greatness in the future. Let us hope that indeed we can learn to take in the best of the West, and also to reject what needs to be rejected. Thank you for joining us here at the Baron Hirsch Congregation. Join us each week for a discussion of the parsha on the holidays, and thanks to Jason Lefkowitz, our producer. Thank you.
This has been 10 Minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein.